Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys a guide for the stage level 190 of the new battle ranking. I know it isn't stage level 200. To be honest, when you turn down the command stance gauge time, it just becomes so horrendously laggy, and already I was on the cusp of being able to do this. So honestly, without crisp gameplay, it is just not possible for me. Honestly, I was gonna even just forego the stage level videos, but I decided to come back at it even though I had less time because I lost Wi-Fi for 3 days or so. And with a little finagling, I did find a good way actually to get this done. So this is going to get you all of the rewards. So if you go to total point reward, stage level rewards, this is going to get you every single reward except for 100 crystals. And I'm fine with that. These 100 crystals is not worth the chaos, pandemonium, headache, and not gonna lie, bullshit of trying to fight through this event with the insane lag that there is. Applebot, if you're listening, this is unacceptable and needs to be fixed. I know for a fact it's not just my account, that there are people from all around the world that are experiencing the same problem. And this is a game, it's supposed to be fun. The challenge is supposed to be in the challenge itself, not fighting the lag and the freeze, which ruins the stance gauge, etc., etc. So if the next battle ranking is like this and equivalently laggy, I'm honestly just going to skip it. So hopefully, they hear the people and make a change, pay for better servers, whatever they need to do. All right, that being said, let's get into the actual guide. So I'm going to go over here to the Reno free challenge. All right, and as you guys can see, stage level 190, total bonus of 850%. Now I'm going to run you guys through how I was able to set this up. So essentially almost everything is maxed here. We have HP maxed, physical attack, enemy physical defense, and magic defense. We have non-weakness damage taken also at max HP reduction from damage, allied magic attack, of course, completely capped out. Now where we are going to make up the points is going to be here, sigils destroyed with command abilities. All right, so as you guys can see, we're gonna drop it down to 190. And there's no reason to do 194. It's not like you get the extra reward for those 4 levels. You would have to do the 200 right here, which essentially makes it impossible to break his sigil phase. But doing it like this is going to allow you to break the sigil phase. Now, the tricky part about this is that you need characters with sigil boosting weapons in order to do this. And Reno is going to target throughout the fight the person who has the highest current HP. Now, this is different than in a fight like Leviathan, where he charges the person with the highest max HP. So, for example, my Aerith has more HP than Zac right here, but if he were to hit Aerith, and her HP goes under Zac, and he's sitting at, let's say, arbitrarily 7,000 HP now, and Aerith's at 5,500, and Cloud fell down to 4,500, then he will target Zac with his Pyramid attack, right? Now, you want to have your 2 sigil boosting characters not prioritized throughout the entire fight so that we can consistently break his sigils in order to make this work. So, the way that we're going to do that is I'm going to drop the other character's HP just a little bit and boost up Aerith's as much as possible here. So if we go into Aerith right here, you'll see she's at 10.8k HP. We have Zac at 7.6k HP and Cloud at 9k HP. Now I was running Cloud a little bit lower, closer to Zac, but the problem is that the end of the fight gets really on the wire, and he can do a single target attack that targets one of these characters, and if he targets Cloud at the end of the fight when I started with lower HP, he always killed him no matter what. So therefore, I bumped up Cloud's attack nowhere within range of Aerith's, but enough so that at the end of the fight, if he did get targeted, he could survive it. Granted, I had him healed up to full HP. Now, that is going to essentially be the strategy of this fight. We will go into the fight. We're going to break Reno's sigils, then kill the Hound, and I'm just going to leave the bomb the entire time. We're not going to fight the bomb at all. All of our damage and time spent is going to go straight into Reno. Therefore, we're not wasting any time whatsoever killing the bomb. As long as the bomb does not go below half HP, he will not start casting Burst. And because they have such high physical magic defense right now, even with the first cast of Shiva, at least for my account, was not taking the bomb under half, especially if he wasn't debuffed, which is going to be really important in this fight. Now, for the fight itself, I did record it without. I just recorded it without anything at the time so that I could do a voiceover, just because it was infuriating with the lag. I'm not going to lie, guys. This one is for you guys. If I wasn't doing YouTube videos, I would have just said, screw it. It was really like not fun at all for me. But that being said, I was able to complete it, and I hope that the video is helpful to you guys in also getting at least up to the stage 190 clear. So that being said, I'm going to quickly go over the team. So Zach right here is going to be wearing the buff debuff extension costume. Buff debuff is going to be a big priority for him in this fight. We are running Apocalypse, Pressure Ridge in the first slot, and I'm also running the Cutlass for him in the second slot. Essentially, he's just focused on debuffing the entire fight so that Cloud can do as much damage as possible. I've never really used this weapon in a guide before, so I'm happy I got the chance to use it. I think I had like 800 weapon parts, so I was able to hit OB6, meaning that I can break the defense to high with a single cast. Pressure Ridge, however, will take 2 casts in order to hit high on the Imperil. But essentially that's going to do it for Zach. Aerith, I am running her Kamura dress. I am running, actually I changed this for a different build, but for this one I am actually running Healing Wind. It will help later on in the fight when you can double it up with Kuraga, as you guys will see that I do. I am running the Kamura wand at OB4 level 80, Fairy Tail in the second slot right here, which is going to be very helpful for her. And then last but not least, we have Cloud Strife over here, running the Ice Arcanum set, Shiva's Diamond Dust, the Stream Saber at OB6, and the Maritime Sword just for some extra physical attack right here. Now, as for the materia, a lot of them are just stat sticks. You don't really need too much. Now, the important ones are going to be on Zach right here. Pressure Ridge has Sigil boosts for X, and Cloud Stream Saber has Sigil boosts for Circle, right? Since Aerith has the highest HP and we're going to try and keep her above everyone else's HP throughout the fight, hopefully Reno will keep putting her in the pyramid, and that Zach and Cloud will always have the booster so that we can break Reno's Sigil phase. Now, that being said, this is a stat stick right here. This is a Blizzara blow, just in case we need to do some extra damage with Zach. For Aerith over here, I am actually running one of each, just in case one of the other Cloud or Zach gets put in the pyramid. You have to be able to have Aerith break either or of the sigils. So we are putting X on her and Circle right there, guys. And I am prioritizing HP and physical defense with healing in the last priority here. All right, we are going to put a very important healing Asuna Poison on Aerith just for the beginning of the fight against the Hound. Now, last but not least for Cloud, we have another Blizzara blow right here. I do have a X sigil on him as well, just in case. And then also the Circle sigil in his third slot. Now, if we go into the actual teams themselves, let's look at Zach. He's sitting at 81k power, 7.6k HP, 4k physical attack, 120 physical defense, and 117 magic defense. And his R abilities will be focusing physical attack right here, physical defense, some ice potency, boost ability potion, potency, buff debuff extension at level 3, and the boost physical attack to all allies. His sub-weapons are going to be very buff debuff extension focused. So we have the Spiral Shuriken here. We also have Yuffie's Arctic Star, physical attack, buff debuff extension. And then last but not least, the Murasame here for some physical attack. Now moving over to Aerith, she is sitting at 87k power, 10.8k HP. She's got 2.3k physical attack, 2.1k magic, 133 physical defense. Reno is primarily and I think only physical attacker in this fight, so physical defense is far more important than magic defense. And her healing is only 2,300, but it is going to hold up. Other than that, we have boost HP at 6, physical defense at 2, healing at 6. We have some lightning resist here because Aerith is technically the tank because I constantly want Reno targeting her. But we want to reduce the amount of damage as much as possible because of the HP reduction from Max. She's going to very quickly get put down to lower HP if she keeps on taking max damage from him. Other than that, we have buff debuff extension at level 4, buff debuff extension plus from the costume, which is super helpful. And for her sub-weapons, I have the Hell House Cannon, we have the very helpful Leviathan Buster for the boost lightning resist and HP, and then the Centipede, which I recently got OB10 for the healing and buff debuff duration. Now last but not least, we have Cloud Strife here, 147,000 power, 9k HP, 5k physical attack. He's got 105 physical defense, 123 magic defense, and for his R abilities, he's got HP at level 3, physical attack at 7, attack at 3, ice potency at 6. We've got the Frostblade Arcanum, physical ability potency at 3, and boost physical attack to all allies at 5. Although it should be noted that when I did this fight, I had my boost physical attack here at 6, not 7. Afterwards, I leveled up my Lucia's weapon right here, the Bald Eagle, I believe, to level 120 from 110, which boosted him from 6 to 7. So if you guys aren't hitting 7, just so you know, I did do it with 6. All right, that being said, his sub-weapons are going to be the Bald Eagle right here, one of the best ice DPS sub-slot weapons in the game. We have the Silver Staff here for the attack and ice potency. And last but not least, the Amarant's Claws. I chose this because it gives him that extra HP, which makes him just a bit tankier at the end of the fight, but also gives him boost physical ability potency plus 39. Alright guys, now that being said, let's get into the voiceover of the fight, and I hope that it gets you through this run. Alright guys, so here we are going into the fight itself. I will be doing the voiceover. At the beginning of this fight, we're going to wait for the Wrathhound to inflict poison and then quickly heal Aerith before she gets put in the pyramid. At this point, I'm going to switch to Zac, use 2 Ruin Was, and then target the Wrathhound right here to quickly destructive swipe it. Alright, and Cloud is going to take care of this creature after that, or we are actually going to be slowly taking down the Wrathhound bit by bit. The idea is to get this dog killed as quickly as possible right here. Alright, so we are going to have to use Destructive Swipe and Freezing Cleave. Okay, after that, we're just going to focus straight on Reno. Okay, so the goal is just to kill the dog before Reno gets off his first Electro Burst. Alright, after that, I'm just going to focus on getting all the debuffs up on Reno. Aerith is going to be focusing on getting the physical attack up buff for the party, but then also keeping her HP above Zac and Cloud's. Here I'm letting my ATB recover a bit so that when I double cast the Imperil, it lasts longer. Alright, there you go. Alright, so here comes the first Freezing Cleave. Now the lag here is not as bad, but there have been times where it has been pretty horrendous so far. Alright, so here we go. We have all the buffs up right now. Cloud is just going to be focusing as much on Reno as possible. As you guys can tell, the bomb itself is not too dangerous, and so this is why I'm taking the time to focus it right here. Now, coming up, we are going to be using Shiva, and you don't want to be using this summon unless you have the full physical attack buffs up and the full Imperil physical defense down on Reno, or it is kind of wasted. You want the maximum amount of damage coming from it when you guys drop this. Alright, so we're going to drop that first one right there, and we are going to get it one more time in the fight. That is why I used it early. At this point, we're just waiting for the next Flash Strike right here. We're going to switch over to defense. Alright, there we go. We're going to heal from it. As you guys can see, there's a bit of that lag right there. Alright. And here we go. Freezing Cleave from Zac right here. Taking that Imperil back. We're going to double cast it to get it to high. And it looks like we're almost getting Reno's HP down to half at this point. Alright, here we go. We're going to re-up the destructive swipe, the physical defense down, while we're just continuing to do as much damage with Cloud as possible. So right here, Zac got put in the Pyramid. This is why it's imperative to have both X and Circle sigils on Aerith right here, alright? So that you can break it. And as you can see, it was still super close right here. Alright, Cloud's almost about to die. We barely got it off. I even opted for the immediate attack buff right afterwards, just so that I wouldn't waste time doing a bunch of attacks. Alright, we are going to get off the heal right here, and the healing wind. That's what I was talking about by doubling up on the Curaga and the limit break later on in the fight. This is going to save you time and energy. Alright, so at this point, Reno's almost at a third HP, but we're still only focused on keeping him absolutely imperiled and defense broken this entire time. We do have another Flash Foot coming up, and right now what I'm trying to do is make sure that I have all the debuffs up and all the buffs up so that I can use Shiva's Apocalypse and Dive Dust at the same time for the maximum damage, alright? That's why I'm holding off on using it right now. Switching over to Aerith, she's stunned, so I can't quite get them off. She's so close to dying, but I need to get off these buffs. Luckily, he puts up this Sigil Break right here, which allows us to get off everything that we need to do. At this point, all the buffs are up. We're just going to immediately drop into the summons right here in a second. I just wanted to get Reno down as low as possible so that the summon definitely killed him. I found that that worked a lot better rather than dropping the summon at the end and still him having some HP. I found that if you just wait to the point where it will assuredly kill him, the fight is actually a little bit easier at that point. Because honestly, the crux of this is ensuring that you have all imperils and breaks and regular buffs up for the team throughout the fight, essentially, which is why buff debuff extension is so helpful in this fight. So as you guys can see, that was the stage level 190 clear. My score was abysmal, but who cares about that? My goal was simply to break stage level 190. At this point, it would take an arm and a leg to even go after stage level 200. So I'm sorry that I'm not able to get you guys that guide, but the lag has just made this battle ranking, like I said, not very fun for me personally, and I really hope that Applebot decides to fix it in the future. That being said, if this video is helpful today, if it's going to help you get that stage level 190 clear, don't forget to drop a like, don't forget to sub to the channel for future Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content. Hope to catch you guys in the next one. Take care, and peace.